Hello friends, myself Mrs. Mithlesh Kumari, PGT Chemistry from KBOFD Dehradun, Uttarakhand. In this video, I am discussing about the Unit 10 of Class 12 Chemistry, haloalkanes and haloarenes. And this part 2 we are discussing about methods of preparation, physical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes, and chemical reactions of haloalkanes. Methods of preparation of haloalkanes and haloarenes. First, preparation from alcohols, how we can prepare the haloalkanes. The hydroxyl group of an alcohol is replaced by halogen on reaction with concentrated halogen acids. Phosphorus halide or thionyl chloride. The thionyl chloride is preferred because of their two products are escapable gases and the reaction gives pure alkyl halide. Alkyl halide is prepared by passing dry HCl gas through a solution of alcohol or by heating a solution of alcohol in concentrated aqueous acid. The reaction of primary and secondary alcohol with HX requires a presence of a catalyst, that is ZnCl2 or zinc chloride. For the preparation of haloalkanes, we are using alkyl alcohols, or we can say these are the primary alcohols. ROX, when react with halo acid in the presence of zinc chloride, it will give RX plus H2O. We take one example. Suppose we are taking CH3OH and react with HCl in the presence of zinc chloride, it will give CH3Cl and H2O. And next reaction is when alkyl alcohol react with sodium bromide and H2SO4, it will give alkyl bromide and sodium hydrogen sulfate with water. Alkyl alcohol when react with PX3, it is a tri-halogen compound of phosphorus like PCl3, PBr3, that will give us RX plus H3PO3, phosphorus acid. Children, you should remember the phosphoric acid is not prepared in this reaction. You do the mistake writing H3PO4, it is not prepared in this reaction. So the acid prepared here, phosphorus acid, that is H3PO3. When alkyl alcohol react with PCl3, it will give of RCl plus H3PO3. Next reaction is when alkyl alcohol react with PCl5, it will give RCl plus POCl3 plus HCl. And next reaction is very important, so many times it will ask in board exam to complete it. ROX when react with red phosphorus with halogen X2, and here X2 is Br2 and I2, it will give RX. Suppose we are doing the reaction ROX with in the presence of red phosphorus with bromine, it will give of alkyl bromide. Next reaction that is also very important, by which we can get the pure alkyl halide, when ROH react with or alcohol react with thionyl chloride SOCl2, it will give RCl plus SO2 plus HCl. Here it is very important, the byproduct form in this reaction, sulfur dioxide and HCl, they both are in gaseous phase. So it is easily escaped out and we get the pure alkyl halide by using this method. Next preparation from hydrocarbons. How we can prepare alkyl halide and aryl halide from the hydrocarbons. So first preparation by free radical halogenation. Free radical chlorination and bromination of alkanes gives a mixture of isomeric mono and polyhaloalkanes, which is difficult to separate as pure compound. When CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3 react with Cl2 in presence of UV light or on heating, it will give a mixture of CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2Cl, that is normal chlorobutane, and the next compound, same compound, the other derivative or the other isomeric form of this is we get CH3, CH2, CHCl, CH3. And second preparation by electrophilic substitution reaction. Aryl chloride and bromides prepared by electrophilic substitution of arenes with chlorine and bromine respectively in the presence of catalysts like iron or iron third chloride. When toluene react with X2 in presence of iron, this reaction occurs in dark. It will give orthohalotoluene and parahalotoluene. Next reaction is Sandmeyer's reaction. It is very important, and it is also, you learn this reaction in the unit amine, and so many times it will ask in board examinations. When a primary aromatic amine dissolve in cold aqueous mineral acid, it is treated with sodium nitrite, a diazonium salt is formed. By mixing the solution of freshly prepared diazonium salt with cuprous chloride or cuprous bromide, results in the formation in the replacement of the diazonium group by chloride group or bromide group. Aniline, when react with sodium nitrite in presence of HCl, it will give in of benzene diazonium chloride at the temperature of 273 to 278 Kelvin. It required very low temperature. At high temperature, this product will decompose, so that it will keep in mind that the temperature must be low for the preparation of diazonium halide. Then if we write the general equation for this, that is aniline when react with NaNO2 plus HX at 273 to 278 Kelvin, it will give the product benzene diazonium halide C6H5N2X. When this benzene diazonium halide react with Cu2X2 or cuprous halide, it will give us aryl halide. Here we must be noted that halogen can be prepared by using this method. They are chloroderivative and bromoderivative. X is equal to chlorine and bromine, and nitrogen gas is eliminated during this reaction. Suppose we want to prepare iodobenzene, so we are not required the presence of cuprous halide. We do this reaction or we prepare iodobenzene simply by using potassium iodide. We shake the diazonium salt with Ki and we get iodobenzene. So replacement of diazonium group by iodine does not require the presence of cuprous halide. It is done simply by shaking of diazonium salt with potassium iodide. Here we can see the potassium is taken away the halogen part and nitrogen is releases, and iodine is take the place of one position of benzene ring. So we get the iodobenzene. From alkenes, the first preparation, addition of halogen halide. An alkene is converted into alkyl halide reaction with hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide or hydrogen iodide. It means we can prepare chloro, bromo and hydro derivatives by using this reaction. Propene yields two products, however only one predominates as per Markovnikov's rule. Again, what is Markovnikov's rule? Markovnikov's rule says that the negative part is attached to that carbon atom which has less number of hydrogen atom. In normal propene, CH3CH double bond CH2, when it react with hydrogen iodide, we get minor product CH3CH2 CH2I, that is iodo-propane, and major product we get CH3CHI CH3, or its IUPAC name is 2-iodo-propane. According to Markovnikov's rule, the iodine part or the iodide ion attached to that carbon atom which has less number of hydrogen atom. Addition of halogens. In the laboratory addition of bromine and CCl4, an alkene resulting in the discharge of reddish brown color of bromine, it is an important method for the detection of double bond in a molecule, or we can say it is a test of unsaturation, where the unsaturation is there or double bond is present in a molecule, where the bromine is attached on the adjacent carbon atom and the brown color of bromine is disappears. So this can be used to detect the unsaturation in a molecule in the laboratory. The addition results in the formation of vicinal dibromides which are colorless. So in this reaction, CH2 double bond CH2 when react with bromine water in presence of CCl4, it will give the product BrCH2 CH2Br, vicinal dibromide. So during the testing of presence of unsaturation, we can write like this: the CH2 double bond CH2 plus Br2, brown color is there. As the reaction proceeds, this brown color disappears, which give us an indication the presence of double bond in the molecule, because the vicinal dibromide formed after the reaction, that is colorless. Halogen exchange method. Here we see two name reactions. Finkelstein reaction. In this reaction, alkyl iodide prepared by the reaction of alkyl chloride or bromide with sodium iodide and dry acetone, and this reaction is known as Finkelstein reaction. Rx plus NaI, it gives Ri plus NaX. Here X is equal to, X is chlorine or bromine. Schwarz reaction. By heating alkyl chloride or bromide in the presence of metallic fluorides such as silver fluoride, mercury fluoride, cobalt fluoride and antimony fluoride. This reaction is known as Schwarz reaction. CH3Br plus AgF, it will give us CH3F plus AgBr. So these are the methods by which we can prepare iodoalkane and fluoroalkanes. Now physical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes. First we discuss about the melting point. Alkyl halides are colorless when pure, but bromides and iodides develop color when exposed to light. Many volatile halogen compounds have sweet smell. Second property, methyl chloride, methyl bromide, ethyl chloride and some chlorofluoromethane are gaseous at ambient temperature, but other chlorobromoiodo compounds are liquid or solid. The intermolecular attraction are stronger in halogen derivatives. The boiling point of chlorides, bromides, iodides are considerably higher than parent hydrocarbon due to greater polarity and higher molecular masses. For monohalo compounds, the boiling point increases with increasing molecular mass with fixed hydrocarbon group. It means if we are taking fixed hydrocarbon group, or suppose we are taking methyl group, the chloro derivative have lower melting point in comparison to the iodo-methyl derivative. Yeah, iodomethane has higher boiling point. Here we can see the methane has less than boiling, the lower boiling point than methyl fluoride, is less than methyl chloride, is less than methyl bromide, is less than methyl iodide. If we observe the formula of these different halo derivatives of methane, methane has minimum molecular mass because one carbon is there and 4 hydrogen is there. As next compound fluorine is there, the if we compare the mass of the fluorine in comparison to the chlorine, there is a great difference in their masses. The fluorine has very less mass in comparison to the chlorine. Chlorine has very less mass in comparison to the bromine, and bromine has less mass in comparison to the iodine. So this way we can say the molecular mass increases, or the with same hydrocarbon part, their boiling point is also increases. Boiling point with a given halogen increases size and decreases with increasing branching of the hydrocarbon part. Here we can see one more example. CH3 CH2 CH2Br, that is normal bromobutane. If we its boiling point is 375 Kelvin, and next CH3 CH2 HBr CH3, its boiling point is 364, that is low than normal bromobutane. If we see third compound, that is its 2-bromo 2-methyl propane, and it is has the same 4 carbon atom. Butyl group is there, neobutyl group is there, then its boiling point is quite low in comparison to the rest of the 2 compound. Their molecular mass is similar, its boiling point is 346, it is quite low. The boiling point of chloro-bromo-iodo compounds increases as the number of halogen atom increases. The boiling point of isomeric dihalobenzene are very nearly the same, but the melting point of para-isomer are considerably higher. On this property, the question arises in board exam, why the para derivatives have higher boiling point in comparison to the ortho and meta compound. Here the reason is that the meta and ortho compound don't have symmetry in them, but para isomer has the symmetry. So the symmetrical molecule fits in crystal lattice better as compared to the ortho and meta isomers. Here we see the different derivatives of chlorobenzene. Dichlorobenzene, 1,2-dichlorobenzene has the boiling point 453 and melting point is 256. 1,3-dichlorobenzene, it has boiling point 446 Kelvin and its melting point is 249 Kelvin. And if we see the para derivative, that is 1,4-dichlorobenzene, its boiling point is 448 Kelvin and its melting point is 323 Kelvin. It is quite high in comparison to the 1,3-dichlorobenzene. So this way we can conclude the symmetrical molecule have higher boiling point than the unsymmetrical molecule. That is the reason the ortho and meta isomers have less boiling point in comparison to the para isomer. Now density, monofluoro and monochloro compounds are lighter than water, but Mono-bromo and monoido compounds are heavier than water. The density increases with increased number and atomic mass of the halogen atom. It means as the density, we are discussing about the density of various halogen compounds, the increasing number of atomic mass halogen derivatives has higher density. Next property is solubility. All halogen derivatives of hydrocarbons are insoluble in water because they are not able to form hydrogen bond with water, but soluble in organic solvents such as benzene, ether, etc. Chemical reactions of haloalkanes, that will divided into three categories. First, nucleophilic substitution reaction, second one is elimination reaction, and then reactions with metals. So first we discuss about the nucleophilic substitution reaction. In nucleophilic substitution reaction, due to partial positive charge on carbon atom bonded to halogen in the organic halide, nucleophiles displace halogen atom as halide ion and form bond with carbon. Now here we should know what are nucleophiles. As you know, the nucleophiles are those species, they are seeking nucleus, or you can say they are rich in electron. Organic halides called substrate and the departing halide ion called the leaving group. Here we see an example, general example. Nucleophile attacks on or react with halo derivatives of alkane, and the nucleophile is attached to the position of the halogen atom, and the halogen atom depart from the molecule. So this way the nucleophilic substitution reactions occurs in haloalkanes. Now ambident nucleophiles, this is also important term which is so many times asked in board exam, and this you also learn in chapter 9 earlier. The nucleophiles with two nucleophilic centers are called ambident nucleophile. For example, nitrile group, CN group, and the two nucleophile centers at the carbon at carbon and nitrogen. And in NO2 nitrite group, nitro group, it also has two centers. One is oxygen and another one is nitrogen. Nucleophilic substitution of alkyl halides is very important part of this unit, because by using this method we can prepare a range of organic compounds. Suppose in the next unit we have to learn alcohols and ethers. So by using this substitution reaction, we can prepare the alcohols. When alcohol or alcohols react with NaOH and KOH, they will give us alkyl halide react with NaOH and KOH, it will give us the ROH, or we can say alcohols are produced. So this method can also used for the preparation of primary alcohols. If the alkyl halide react with alkoxy alkane, alkoxy group, sodium alkoxide, it will give us alkoxy alkane. That is the class of compound ethers. So we can prepare by using these reactions alcohols and ether. If the alkyl halide react with NH3, it will give us alkylamine. Likewise, similarly, we can use this type of substitution reaction for the preparation of various type of compounds. Trialkylamine can also be prepared by using secondary amine or other compounds. Suppose the alkyl react with KCN, it will give alkyl nitriles, and if it will react with AgCN, the product is formed isocyanides are prepared by using this method. So there are variety of compounds we can produce by using the nucleophilic substitution of alkyl halides. Mechanism of nucleophilic substitution reaction. The nucleophilic substitution reactions in halide contain sp3x bond has been found to proceed by two different mechanisms. First, a substitution nucleophilic bimolecular, or we can say SN2 mechanism. The reaction between methyl chloride and hydroxyl ion to yield methanol and chloride ion follows a second order kinetics. That is, the rate depends upon the concentration of the both reactants, the concentration of hydroxyl group as well as the concentration of methyl chloride. So that's why it is follow the kinetics, second order kinetics. The methyl chloride and the OH group is react with this, it will form an intermediate, and as soon as it form, it will convert it into the methanol, and chloride group is departing group, or we can say the leaving group. Here a diagrammatic representation of this reaction is also there. By in this you see the red dot represent the incoming hydroxide ion and green dot representing the outgoing halide ion. Steric effect in SN2 reaction. This diagram is also very important. It will help you to arrange the different halides in the order of their reactivity. The order of reactivity of primary halide is greater than the secondary halide and then the tertiary halide. So, by observing this diagram and understanding this, you are able to give the answer why primary halides are more reactive than secondary halides, are more reactive than tertiary halide. Here you can see the nucleophile is easily approaches to the carbon in methyl halide, or you can say primary halide. It is not hindered by anyone, it directly or easily approaches to the carbon of that carbon where the X group is attached or halogen group is attached. But in case of first degree ethyl halide, there is CH3 group, CH3, CH2X. So you can see there is 3 hydrogen and 1 carbon is there in, and lower side you see 2 hydrogen atom. The nucleophile is attached to the carbon atom, that is not much hindered by this. But if we see methyl halide, yeah, CH3Cl, it is more reactive than the ethyl halide. In next diagram we see there are 2 methyl groups are there that will slightly less reactive than the first degree or primary alkyl halide. Here the isopropyl, we see the nucleophile is moving between the 2 methyl groups and hydrogen atom. So that, and in tertiary butyl group we see there is a bulkiness of the 3 methyl group. The nucleophile is not easily approaches or not reaches to the carbon where the halogen atom is attached. So that's why the methyl chloride is more reactive, or we can say the primary halides are more reactive than secondary halide than tertiary halide. Substitution nucleophilic unimolecular reactions, or we can say SN1 reaction. So the both mechanisms are very important. In SN1 reactions are generally carried out in polar protic solvents like water, alcohol, acetic acid, etc. The reaction between tertiary butyl bromide and hydroxide ion gives tertiary butyl alcohol and follows the first order kinetics. That is, the rate of reaction depends upon the concentration of only one reactant, which is tertiary butyl bromide. When tertiary butyl bromide react with hydroxyl ion, it will give us 2-methyl propane 2-ol and bromide is releases out. It occurs in two steps. In step 1, the polarized CBr bond undergoes slow cleavage to produce a carbocation, and this slow step is rate determining step, and the carbocation thus formed is then attacked by nucleophile in step 2 to complete the substitution reaction. So, first step is rate determining step, and this reaction follow first order kinetics. This reaction occurs in two steps. Step 1, which is rate determining steps, and second step, which is slowest step, in which the OH group is attached to the tertiary carbocation. Now, nucleophilic substitution reaction. If we do the comparison of both the SN1 and SN2, so SN2 reaction follow the second order kinetics and SN1 reaction follow the first order kinetics. SN2 reaction takes place in one step and SN2 reaction takes place in two steps. In SN2 reaction, intermediate is produced or formed, but in SN1 reaction no intermediate is formed, but intermediate carbocation carbocation is formed over there. It proceeds by inversion configuration and SN1 proceeds by racemization. And order of reactivity of alkyl halide, tertiary halides are less reactive than secondary halide, less reactive than primary halide, less reactive than methyl halide. If we see the SN1 substitution nucleophilic unimolecular substitution reactions, CH3X is less reactive than first degree, less reactive than second degree, is less reactive than third degree. For a given alkyl group, the reactivity of alkyl halide Rx follows the same order in both the mechanism. Ri is more than Rbr, is more than Rcl, is more than Rf. Now, stereochemical aspects of nucleophilic substitution reaction. In this part, we are discussing about some important definitions related to the stereochemical aspects of the nucleophilic substitution reactions. A SN2 reaction proceeds with complete stereochemical inversion. A SN1 reaction proceeds with racemization. First, what is stereoisomerism? Isomerism exhibited by two or more compounds with same molecular and structural formula but different spatial arrangement of atoms or groups is in a space is called stereoisomerism. The next term is optical activity. Optically active substances. What are the optically active substances? The substances, they can rotate the plane of polarized light while it is passed through their solutions are called optically active, and this phenomenon is called optical activity. Then laboratory substance. The substances which rotate the plane of polarized light towards left, that is in anti-clockwise direction, are called laboratory substances. They are represented by minus sign in parenthesis or small l. Dextrorotatory substance, the substances which rotate the plane of polarized light towards the right, that is in clockwise direction, and they are represented by plus sign in parenthesis or small d. asymmetrical molecule. What is asymmetrical molecule? If all the substituent attached to carbon are different, the resulting molecule lack the symmetry are called asymmetrical molecule. It is responsible for optical activity. Chiral. The molecule is not superimposable on its mirror image is said to be chiral, and the property is known as, the property is called chirality. Enantiomers. The stereoisomers which are not superimposable mirror images are called enantiomers. They rotate the plane of polarized light in opposite direction but to equal extent. Racemic mixture. An equimolar mixture of a pair of enantiomer is called racemic mixture. It is optically active due to external compensation. Racemization. The conversion of an enantiomer into racemic mixture is known as racemization. Now, retention. If an optically active molecule, the relative configuration of atoms groups around a chiral center remains the same before and after the reaction is set to proceed with retention of configuration. It means the position of atoms or groups around a chiral center will not change. It remains same as in reactant as well as in product. Inversion. If the relative configuration of atom or groups around stereo center in the product opposite to that in a reactant, the reaction is set to proceed with inversion of configuration. Here we can see their diagram in which we can see the symmetrical chiral molecule or non-chiral. Chiral molecule, we see the example of hands and foot. Mirror images are not superimposable, but non-chiral molecule, they have symmetry, their images are superimposable. Now, elimination reaction of haloalkanes. As its name suggested, the something is removing or eliminate from the reactant. So, in this type of reactions, the alkyl halides undergoes beta elimination of hydrogen and halogen atom to form alkene on heating with a base. That is also a very important reaction which is used in so many conversions. They are completed by using the type of reaction beta elimination. In this type of reaction, alkyl halide undergo beta elimination of hydrogen and halogen atom to form alkene on heating with a base, and this reaction is also known as dehydrohalogenation reaction. Here a general reaction is represented, B is representing the base and CH3CH2Cl or CH3CH2X, X is a leaving group over here. We get alkene plus BH plus halide ion. CH3CH2Cl when react with alcoholic KOH, it will give ethene plus KCl plus H2O. And Sedgwick rule, it states that dehydrohalogenation preferred product is that alkene which has the greater number of alkyl group attached to the doubly bonded carbon atom. For example, 2-bromobutene gives but2-ene as the major product on heating with KOH in alcohol. Here we can see the example, pent2-ene we get when we do the heating of 2-bromopentane in the presence of KOH, the 81% we get pent2-ene and 19% we get pent1-ene, because the larger amount of that alkene is produced which has greater number of alkyl groups attached to it. Now reaction of haloalkanes with metal, and that reaction is also very important, by which we can prepare the Grignard reagent, and which is used to prepare a large variety of organic compounds. Organic chlorides, bromides, iodides react with some metals to give compounds having carbon metal bond, are known as organometallic compounds. It is an important class of organometallic compounds constitute the Grignard reagents. It is prepared by the reaction of alkyl halide with magnesium metal in dry ether. Rx plus Mg in dry ether gives RMgX. Here X is equal to, or X may be chlorine, bromine and iodine. Alkyl magnesium halide, that is known as Grignard reagent. Next reaction is Wurtz reaction. Alkyl halide react with sodium in dry ether to give hydrocarbon containing the double number of carbon atoms. The reaction is known as Wurtz reaction. 2Rx plus twice Na in dry ether gives Rx plus twice NaX. If we are taking methyl chloride, 2CH3Cl plus twice Na gives ethane plus twice NaCl. The significance of this reaction is this: we can use this reaction to produce the higher level of hydrocarbon. Suppose we are taking the methyl derivative of halogen, halo derivative of methane, we can produce by using this ethane hydrocarbon. इसमें तो आधा पौना घंटा लग गया. ये निकाल दूँ क्या इसका माइक?